This is the 11:6 video for homework that you need to watch. You're going to watch this video to help you prepare for our next lesson in class, where we focus on key ideas about how to determine the arc length of a circle. In this video, our learning goals are what are key ideas for tomorrow's lessons on arc length. So we're going to unpack some vocab to begin. So if you need to pause the video at any time, this is just a friendly reminder that you can do so if you need to catch up with completing any definitions that you need to fill in. So really quick, the circumference of a circle is the distance or length around the circle. So if you think about a circle, anything that I just drew, that's on the circumference. So that's kind of like the equivalent of a perimeter if you think about normal shapes. A sector of a circle is a slice or a piece of the circle. It's like a wedge. So I want you to think of like a pizza slice. So if I have a circle, the sector of the circle looks like this. It's this whole entire pizza slice that I'm shading in right now. Finally, what we're going to be looking at is the arc of a circle. So the arc of a circle is a piece of the circumference of the circle. So if you're thinking still with that pizza reference, if the sector is the pizza slice, the pizza crust would be the arc of a circle. So it's just a section of the circumference. In our next class, we're going to calculate the circumference of piece of the circle. So we're going to be calculating arc length. In order to do so, we need to know how to calculate the circumference of a circle. The formula that we use is circumference is equal to 2 times pi times r, where r is equal to the radius. And just here's a quick note for you. Sometimes in problems they give you information about the diameter. So if they give you information about the diameter, just remember that the diameter of a circle is just 2 times the radius. So if you're given the diameter, you could always divide by 2, get the radius, and fill right into your 2 pi r. We're going to use that a lot tomorrow. Some important notation that you need to know moving forward into our next class is that arc AB, whenever we're talking about an arc on a circle, it's always determined by 2 points that are on the circle, and they're always measured in degrees. The measure of an arc is the same measure of what we call the central angle in a circle. And I'll show you what that means in just 1 second. So let's make sure we have these notes down. So if I were to draw a sector by connecting my 2 radii, AR and AB, there's my sector. What I create in here is called a central angle. So let's say the central angle was 50 degrees. That means that the measure of this arc is 50 degrees out of the entire 360 that exists. We're actually going to explore that more in our next unit. There's 2 ways you can look at a circle. So if I'm talking about arc AB, technically that could mean 2 things right now. So arc AB could be like this big Pac-Man that takes up the majority of the circle, that right here. So if it's a really big arc, we have a special term for that. It's called the major arc. Here are some facts about the major arc. The major arc of a circle always measures more than 180 degrees. And typically it's named by 3 letters, or they would have to specify the word major in a problem. So if it's a major arc, that means they could be representing it as arc ACB, where that little umbrella over ACB represents an arc. Notice that this also splits my picture into what looks like a tinier arc at AB. So at AB, this smaller arc that's formed, we call that a minor arc. And a minor arc measures less than 180 degrees, and we typically call it with 2 letters so that we can keep it straight between the major versus the minor. So here, if I'm talking about the minor arc only passes through the letters A and B, so I'll call it arc AB that way. Last note before we sign off is that in tomorrow's lesson, we're going to focus on the length of an arc. That is the distance, so we use units such as centimeter, feet, or inches as part of the circumference. It's not a measurement like a degree. It's actually going to be how much distance we would travel if we were going along the outside of the arc. So it's part of the circumference. And it's going to relate a lot to what you did today in class with this area of a sector. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to rewatch any parts that you need to before preparing for your class tomorrow. Thank you.